The sky over Troy was eerily calm, a deceitful peace hanging over the city. Behind its legendary walls, the Trojans believed no harm could reach them. For 10 years, the Greek warriors had battered against these walls, yet Troy stood unconquered, a testament to both its defenders and the architects who designed them. But these walls held no power against the cunning of Odysseus and the spark of divine mischief. It began with a horse, not of flesh, but of wood, a curious offering left on the shores where countless Greek ships once lined, now vanished with the dawn's first light. The Trojans gathered along the beach, eyes wide with disbelief. Before them, a construct loomed, a colossal wooden horse, its silent form casting an elongated shadow in the golden morning sun. It was a gift, they assumed, a sign of peace, an admission of Greek defeat. But for all their valor, it was not suspicion they felt, only triumphant relief. Within the city, King Priam stood before this wooden beast. Both advisor and warrior whispered caution, echoing doubts that danced like shadows in his mind. Yet loudest of all was the counsel of the blind prophetess, Cassandra. She cursed never to be believed, warned of a trap hidden within the horse's flanks. Her voice was insistent, edged with desperation, a warning that fell on indifferent ears. Amongst the gathered crowd, a man named Laocoon dared speak the words others feared to voice. "Beware Greeks bearing gifts," he warned, striking his spear into the horse's side. It was the sound of wood, a hollow echo, a whisper of foreboding. But even as his words hung in the air, a serpent sent by the gods emerged from the sea. It coiled around him and his sons, tightening with divine wrath, silencing his voice forever. That was all it took. The gods had spoken. The Trojans, swayed by what they saw as divine intervention, dragged the wooden horse into the heart of their city, amidst shouts of celebration and the swaying rhythms of dance. That evening, fires blazed throughout Troy, not of destruction, but of revelry. Wine flowed like rivers through the streets as laughter and joy echoed from every corner. The war was over, or so they believed. When the night was at its darkest, a silence enveloped the city. The stars watched from afar as the wooden horse revealed its true nature. A panel slid open, and from within emerged shadows, black and looming. Odysseus led his men under the cover of night, slipping from their wooden prison like phantoms. The Greeks had returned, not through the gates, but from within, hidden in plain sight, thanks to the cleverness of one man and the blind trust of others. Elsewhere, the Greek fleet, once hidden behind the island of Tenedos, now stormed the Trojan shores under the pale cloak of moonlight. The warriors, descended from gods themselves, poured into the city. They met little resistance at first, for their arrival was not anticipated. But as the fires grew, turning the night into a blazing mockery of dawn, the Trojans woke to their nightmare. Priam, mighty king, stood proud and defiant amid the chaos until the very end. Yet his nobility was no shield against the wrath of Achilles' son, Neoptolemus, who sought vengeance for his father's death. By the altar of Zeus, Priam's life ended with a swift, merciless strike, a fall that marked the end of an era. In the palace, Queen Hecuba watched her world crumble. Her sons and daughters, the pillars of her life, fell one by one. Andromache, widow of Hector, clutched her child, knowing what fate awaited them both. Across the city, Aeneas, favored by the gods, gathered his kin and fled into the night, carrying the future of Troy on his shoulders. As dawn broke, Troy lay smoldering, its proud towers reduced to ash and ruin. The Greek warriors, now victors, stood amidst the wreckage of their victory. Theirs was a triumph soaked in blood and betrayal, orchestrated by the hands of men and gods alike. The divine had woven threads of deceit and destiny, leaving mortals to dance to their tune. From the shadows, Athena watched silently. The favor she bestowed upon Odysseus had sown chaos, the ripples of which would echo through time. She, like the other gods, cared little for mortal suffering. For Troy's downfall was a mere chapter in the epic of human folly and divine interference. And so, the story of Troy ended, its legacy both a warning and a tale of woe. A warning that heroes may fall, cities may burn, but myths endure, whispered through the ages, alive in the hearts of those who dare to remember that night, in a wooden horse, became the harbinger of doom. Follow for more stories like this.